Let's talk about something real. Terence Bud Crawford just beat the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world, the face of boxing. Bud Crawford even said in the post-fight interview that he's now the face of boxing. So now he needs to back those words up. Now here's the thing. Bud fans are crying foul, saying people are moving the goalposts because folks want to see him fight the Mexican monster David Benavidez. How is that moving the goalpost? Explain this to me. Bud is literally the man at 168 now. He's got the belts. He owns the throne. And before that fight even went down, David Benavidez himself said if Canelo won, he wanted a crack at those belts at 168. That was the plan. That was the expectation. So why, when the champion switched from Canelo to Crawford, does that suddenly become unreasonable? Why is it fair game for Canelo to defend those belts against Benavidez, but now Bud gets a pass? If you're the undisputed king of a division, you gotta defend the crown. It's that simple. And get this, if David beats Bud, he becomes undisputed, and then I guarantee that you'd get your wish of Canelo fighting the Mexican monster, because he'd have a huge incentive to do so by having a shot at the belts again. It would be the greatest hyped fight ever. And if Canelo doesn't, then it's fair to say he was scared all along of the Mexican monster. And let's keep it 100. Bud isn't some little guy sneaking up in weight anymore. He's the top dog at 168. And if you're the champ there, you don't get to cherry pick soft touches. The Mexican monster is sitting right there, a young, hungry lion who's been promised this shot. You can't duck smoke at your own dinner table. That would be like saying when Muhammad Ali lost to Joe Frazier that Smoking Joe shouldn't fight George Foreman because he hits too hard. When Frazier beat Muhammad Ali, who was the king of the sport at the time in terms of being the face of boxing, he became the man. But nobody made excuses and said that Frazier shouldn't fight George Foreman. This isn't hate, this isn't bias, this is boxing. Crawford has the crown, Benavidez is the rightful challenger, and the fans want to see it. Bud's already made history, but if he wants to silence every critic and prove he's truly untouchable, there's only one fight that must happen next, Bud Crawford versus David Benavidez. But we all know Bud fans don't really believe Bud is the GOAT, because a GOAT would put himself in an impossible situation and come out on top. Let's be real. The Canelo fight wasn't some 50-1 or 20-1 underdog fight. For the most part, it was 50-50. Half of the people picked Crawford and half were picking Canelo. Half of the people were wrong and half were right. That's just how it goes. But let's not pretend that Bud did the impossible because the elements were there for a quote-unquote upset. Again, if Bud wants to be the GOAT, he needs to do GOAT things. And that's get into the ring with the Mexican monster and defeat him. If he does that, it erases all doubt that he's in the GOAT conversation. But if he drops the belts, well, we know why.